Clark put on a show. Assist, balling, bruh, on a whole nother level. I'm telling you right now, they need to sign this CBA. I want to see.
Caitlin Clark did it again, and Team USA still kept her on the bench. So let me ask you this right from the start. Did Team USA make the wrong decision by using Caitlin Clark in a reserve role once again? Because after what happened against Italy, that question is becoming impossible to ignore.
Tell you, that is some diabolical, nasty-ass work from USA Basketball. By the way, I don't know if you guys realize exactly how competitive this game could have been if it wasn't for a first quarter where USA Basketball jumped out to a big lead, because the second and third quarter was not the blowout anybody thought it might be. Ooh, and once again, the brand of basketball, tough to watch. Tough to watch. In case you did not realize this, Caitlin Clark did not start again. But judging by the response, everybody.
Team USA defeated Italy 93-59. And on the surface, it looked like another comfortable victory, another impressive performance, and another step toward FIBA qualification. But if you watch closely, the real story wasn't simply that the United States won. The bigger story was that Caitlin Clark once again entered the game, immediately changed its tempo, and produced at a high level.
They came out there and put the beats on them, bro. But we have to talk about Caitlin Clark. Now, Caitlin Clark had about 12 points, but overall, logo threes from way downtown. She got it in the day, bro. And, I love performances like this from CC.
Yet she was still used as a sixth player rather than someone the offense is built around for the entire night. And at this point, that is starting to become a clear pattern. There was already significant attention surrounding Clark heading into this matchup. In her Team USA debut against Senegal, she exploded onto the scene and looked comfortable from the opening minutes. Against Puerto Rico, the conversation shifted toward her role. Fans questioned why the offense wasn't running through her more consistently, why she continued to come off the bench, and why a player capable of changing the pace so quickly still appeared to be operating under restrictions. So naturally, everyone was watching the Italy game with the same questions in mind. Would Clark finally move into the starting lineup? Would Team USA stop easing her into action? Would this be the game where they handed her more control and allowed her to play freely? The answer was no.
Everywhere in the world.
Caitlin Clark immediately making it in.
Clark came off the bench once again, and what followed is exactly why this discussion refuses to go away. She checked into the game roughly 4 minutes into the opening quarter and scored immediately. Not later, not after finding her rhythm, not after settling into the flow of the game. Instantly. That's what makes Clark different. She doesn't need extended minutes to make an impact. The moment she steps onto the floor, everything changes. By the end of the first quarter, she already had 7 points. 7 points off the bench in a single quarter isn't just a spark of energy. It's immediate offensive production. And when that keeps happening game after game, fans are naturally going to ask the obvious question. If Caitlin Clark consistently changes games this quickly, why does Team USA remain so committed to limiting her role? Because this wasn't simply one explosive quarter followed by a quiet night. Clark finished with 12 points, 5 assists, and 1 rebound in just over 21 minutes. She shot 4 of 5 from the field, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc, and a perfect 2 of 2 from a free throw line. That's efficient. That's composed. That's productive.
Go. Clark off the Reese screen. Sidestep, deep three!
This isn't a player forcing shots or struggling to find her place within the team. And that's important because reserve roles are often easy to explain. Maybe the player is struggling. Maybe the coaching staff doesn't trust the decision-making yet. Maybe the fit isn't ideal. Maybe the player is trying to do too much. But none of those explanations apply here. Clark is producing. Clark is making smart decisions. Clark is stretching defenses. Clark is creating opportunities. Clark is bringing pace and rhythm to the offense. And yet her role remains unchanged. That's why this conversation keeps growing after every game. And the matchup against Italy only amplified it. Team USA came out strong and never allowed Italy to get comfortable. The Americans led 28-11 after the first quarter, 50-30 at halftime, and 69-45 entering the fourth. It was a dominant performance from a deep and talented roster. Chelsea Gray played well in the first half. Kalia Copper stayed aggressive. The veterans performed exactly as expected. Team USA controlled the game the way elite teams are supposed to. But that's exactly why the Clark conversation becomes louder, not quieter. Because if the game is already under control, Clark is producing efficiently, and she has already shown she can run the offense, then what is stopping Team USA from giving her a larger role? That's the disconnect fans continue to notice. Her role doesn't match her impact. And once you recognize that, it's difficult to ignore. Caitlin Clark isn't simply a microwave scorer coming off a bench. She's not just someone who provides a quick burst of offense and disappears. Her impact goes far beyond that. She changes the geometry of the court. Defenders pick her up farther from the basket. Passing lanes open. Teammates get cleaner looks. The pace increases. The entire game shifts when she's on the floor. You can feel it. That's why these short stretches stand out so much. They're not random hot streaks. They're reminders of what happens when she's allowed to fully influence the game. And that's why the bench role continues to feel smaller than the reality of what she's delivering. To be fair, Team USA is still winning comfortably. This roster is loaded with talent. It isn't built around needing one player to save the team every night. Tournament coaches experiment. They manage minutes. They test different combinations and spread opportunities throughout the roster. And in this game, head coach Carol Lawson wasn't even on the sidelines, with Nate Tibbetts handling coaching duties. All of that is fair. But even after acknowledging those factors, the core issue remains the same. Caitlin Clark keeps proving she can handle more responsibility, not less. More playmaking duties, more minutes alongside the starters, more freedom to play fast, more trust to shape the offense early instead of entering later and proving herself all over again in short stretches. That's what continues to stand out, because the question is no longer whether she belongs at this level. That debate is over. It's no longer about whether her game translates to international basketball. It clearly does. And it's no longer about whether she can make an impact in limited minutes. She's proving that every single game. Now, the only real question is this. If Caitlin Clark keeps changing games as quickly, how long can Team USA continue treating this like an ordinary bench situation? That's the tension surrounding this team. And the Italy game may have intensified it even more. Italy was expected to be one of the toughest tests of this early stretch. Clark entered the game, scored quickly, finished efficiently, recorded 5 assists, and helped maintain complete control. Yet the headline afterward felt exactly the same as it did before tip-off. She did again, and Team USA still kept her on the bench. That doesn't mean Team USA played poorly. It doesn't mean the win wasn't convincing. And it certainly doesn't mean the roster lacks talent. It simply means the same pattern appeared once again. Clark's impact continues to feel much larger than the role she's being asked to play. And when something happens 3 games in a row, it stops feeling accidental. That's why fans keep talking about it. That's why the reaction continues to grow. And that's why this story isn't going away anytime soon, because every game seems to end the same way. Clark gives everyone another reminder, another burst of production, another stretch where you can feel the game change when she's involved. And then Team USA goes right back to treat her like a luxury instead of the pressure point that transfers.
As Team USA comes back the other way, looking to punish, Caitlin Clark pulls up from deep. And those are the Caitlin Clark logo threes we're used to seeing.
Forms everything. Caitlin Clark also surprised a lot of people by coming off the bench for a second straight game against Puerto Rico. After exploding for 17 points and 12 assists in her Team USA debut, many expected her to move into the starting lineup. But when the starters were announced, Paige Bueckers, Chelsea Gray, Kelsey Plum, Kiki Iriefin, and Monique Billings got the nod, while Clark remained on the bench. That raised an important question. Is Team USA intentionally limiting her role, or are they preparing her to lead the second unit against Puerto Rico and San Juan during the FIBA Women's World Cup qualifying tournament? Team USA relied heavily on its starters early. Kelsey Plum got going quickly. Paige Bueckers found her rhythm. Kiki Iriefin was perfect from the field. Meanwhile, Clark waited on the bench. Eventually, she checked in, and just like the first game, everything changed. The pace increased. The spacing improved. Defenders suddenly had to account for her shooting range. Clark didn't have the same scoring explosion this time around, and her three-point shot took longer to fall. At one point, she even jammed her finger after missing a deep attempt. But then came one of the most memorable moments of the night. Clark jumped to passing lane, intercepted the ball, and went coast to coast for an and-one layup. After the play, cameras caught her looking genuinely surprised as she asked, "Did that go in?" The moment immediately made fans laugh, and in many ways it summed up her performance. She didn't dominate the box score like she did in her debut, but she still found multiple ways to impact the game. Later in the third quarter, she pulled up from well beyond the three-point line. Logo range, nothing.
Of course, agendas had to be pushed. Caitlin Clark started the game on her bench. Angel Reese gets the start. Ka Copper, Chelsea Gray, De'Arica Hamby, Chelsea Gray. You know what a real vet would do? A real vet would say, you know what? Here's my spot. I ain't competing with that. You know what? We're a better team if you take my spot and I try to fit in.
But net. The kind of shot that makes every defense panic the moment she crosses half court. By the time the fourth quarter arrived, Team USA had complete control of the game. The Americans cruised to another comfortable victory. Paige Bueckers finished with 16 points. Kelsey Plum added 12. Angel Reese recorded her first Team USA double-double with 10 points and 13 rebounds. But once again, one of the biggest talking points after the game wasn't the final score. It was Caitlin Clark's role, because she still didn't start, and now it has happened.
The corner, Brianna Jones. Caitlin Clark gets in the passing lane, goes coast to coast for the and one opportunity. Makes the layup off the glass. She asked her teammates, did that go in? And now she gets a chance at the foul line. She wanted the intentional. I think she got hit in the head there, but let's take another look. Caitlin Clark.
In both games of this tournament. So what exactly is going on? There are a few possible explanations. The first is simple. Head coach Carol Lawson may still be experimenting. Remember, Team USA has already qualified for the 2026 FIBA Women's World Cup. These games are more about building chemistry and testing lineup combinations than chasing must-win results. Another possibility is workload management.
As Team USA comes back the other way, looking to punish. Caitlin Clark pulls up from deep. And those are the Caitlin Clark logo threes we're used to seeing when she's in.
Clark is returning after missing significant time due to injury, and the coaching staff may simply be increasing her minutes gradually. But there's also a third explanation that many basketball fans understand immediately. Sometimes the most dangerous player on a team is the one coming off the bench. When Clark enters a game, she often faces opposing second units. And when that happens, the offense can explode. That's exactly what happened in the first game, and it may be something Team USA is trying to replicate. Still, the conversation isn't going away because Caitlin Clark isn't just another player. She's one of the most impactful offensive creators in the sport, and when fans see her producing at this level, they're naturally going to ask questions. Should she be starting, or is this bench role actually the smartest move for Team USA right now? Let me know what you think. Should Caitlin Clark be in the starting lineup? Or do you like the idea of her coming off the bench and controlling the game that way? Drop yes or no in the comments. And if you're still watching, comment Clark off the bench. So I know you made it all the way through because this story isn't over yet. Team USA still has more games left in this tournament. And the biggest question remains, will Caitlin Clark stay on the bench? Or is a starting spot coming next? Caitlin Clark just exploded in her Team USA debut. 17 points, 12 assists, and 4 three-pointers in only 19 minutes. But here's the part that surprised everyone. She didn't start the game. She came off the bench. And before we go any further, let me ask you something. Should Caitlin Clark be starting for Team USA? Drop your answer in the comments right now, yes or no, because after what happened in this game, that debate is about to get much louder. Here's how it all unfolded. Team USA opened a FIBA Women's World Cup qualifying tournament in San Juan, Puerto Rico, against Senegal. The United States entered the game ranked number 1 in the world, while Senegal came in ranked 25th. But despite that gap, the biggest storyline before tip-off wasn't the rankings. It was Caitlin Clark making her first appearance with the senior Team USA squad. This was Clark's long-awaited national team debut, and it came after an injury-affected WNBA season in which she played only 13 games. When the starting lineup was announced, fans immediately noticed something. Clark wasn't in it. Team USA started Kalia Copper, Chelsea Gray, Dearica Hamby, Angel Reese, and Jackie Young. Clark began the game on the bench, and that decision instantly caught people's attention. Because this isn't just any player, this is Caitlin Clark, one of the most talked about athletes in the sport. But midway through the first quarter, Clark checked into the game, and the moment she stepped onto the floor, everything changed. Within minutes, she had already scored 5 points and delivered 4 assists. Suddenly, Team USA's offense looked faster, more dynamic, and far more dangerous. By the end of the first quarter, the Americans had already built a 17-point lead. Senegal struggled to find any rhythm as Team USA's defense forced turnovers and shut down nearly every quality scoring opportunity. The second quarter only widened the gap. At halftime, the score was 59-19. The United States was shooting 70% from the field and 71% from three-point range. Right in the middle of that dominance was Caitlin Clark with 8 points and 8 assists. She was already closing in on a double-double in her very first Team USA appearance. The second half didn't slow down either. Clark continued orchestrating the offense.
A minute and a half left to go in the first. Billings up to Clark. Clark takes her first shot, and it's a 3, and it is good. Caitlin Clark on the move, over to Billings. Billings on the left-hand side.
Consistently finding open teammates, and every time she pulled up from deep, the defense had to respect her range. By the end of the third quarter, the score had grown to 82-36. Clark already had 12 assists. Meanwhile, frustration boiled over for Senegal as head coach Otis Hughley Jr. was ejected after receiving back-to-back technical fouls. Nothing seemed capable of slowing Team USA down. Their defense forced 20 turnovers, and their offense couldn't miss. By the final whistle, the scoreboard told the entire story. Team USA won 10, Senegal 46, a 64-point victory to open the tournament. Clark finished with 17 points and 12 assists in just 19 minutes. Every field goal she made came from beyond the arc as she shot 4 for 5 from three-point range. She also went a perfect 5 for 5 from the free throw line. It was her first international double-double, and it came in her very first game with the senior national team. Atlanta Dream guard Ryan Howard led all scorers with 21 points.
How she has a little bit of a tough time getting that one done. There's a technical foul called on Coach Sarr, the head coach of Senegal, upset, I think, with the no call there, and he gets his first technical of the game. And his second technical.
While Angel Reese added 6 points and 8 rebounds. But the biggest story of the night wasn't just the final score. It was what happened every time Caitlin Clark stepped onto the floor. The offense instantly looked different. Faster, better space, and more explosive. Which brings us back to the question people were asking before the game even tipped off. Why isn't Caitlin Clark starting for Team USA? Maybe the coaching staff is carefully managing her minutes after injuries.
Finds herself down low, kicks it out to Caitlin Clark. Clark puts it up and nothing.
Maybe they want to ease her back into full competition. Or maybe they're simply experimenting with different lineups during these qualifiers. But when a player produces 17 points and 12 assists in less than 20 minutes, it's impossible not to notice. So now the conversation begins. Should Caitlin Clark be starting for Team USA? Or do you think bringing her off the bench is the right move for now? Let me know in the comments. And if you're still watching, comment Clark17, so I know you made it all the way through. But seriously, should Caitlin Clark be starting for Team USA? Or is the bench role still the right decision at this stage?